Last week I got outside to paint for my first kind of plein air adventure of the season, which was so much fun. I was so happy to be able to get outside again and spend some time outside, spend some time creating art without being miserable because it was freezing. I had a lot of fun and it was just great to be able to get out there again. But I quickly realized after sitting down that I didn't have the painting rag that I wipe my paintbrush on, which is pretty important when you're painting with watercolors, although I did make do. But it made me realize that I have not kind of gone through my travel kit since the end of last season, and I have a trip coming up that I am very excited for, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to make some time to paint while I'm away. So I definitely need to kind of go through the kit and just see, you know, if I want to bring anything, if I want to add anything, if I need to switch out any paints, which I think I'm gonna want to do. So that needs to get done, and it is an absolutely miserable day outside, so today's the day. Okay, so first things first, sketchbook. I have been using this toned gray Hanamule watercolor sketchbook for the end of the fall before it got too cold, and to be honest, I don't love it. It's not 100% cotton paper, which is fine. It works well. I think maybe this was my first experiment with toned gray paper, and I think I just don't love it. So I don't think that I want to bring this with me. However, I did buy this sketchbook at the same time that I bought this one last year in Portugal, and this one is the same size, but it's white, and it does have 100% cotton watercolor paper. So I think what I'm going to do instead is open this one and bring it with me, because I just don't think that I want this one while I'm away. I am looking for recommendations for smaller travel watercolor sketchbooks, if anyone has any recommendations. Previously, I used this moleskin one, and I didn't mind it, but it's definitely not my favorite. I brought it on a few trips. It's a convenient size for sure, and I didn't hate it, but I don't love the paper in it, and it's kind of expensive for paper that I don't like, so I don't think I want to buy this again. So if anyone has any recommendations for smaller, preferably 100% cotton sketchbooks, I am all ears. Please tell me. Aside from this one, if I have room, and by if I have room, I mean that I'm probably going to make room, I also want to bring this sketchbook, which is my Etcher Perfect 100% cotton watercolor paper sketchbook. I use it mostly for landscapes, this and some Skillshare classes. I do really like this sketchbook. It's definitely my favorite, and I like to make these recaps of trips that I've gone on. So I have made a few of them in here, and I actually started them last year in one of my previous Etcher sketchbooks. When I went to Portugal, on the way home, I started, right to the right page, I started these spreads from my trip on the plane on the way home, and I really enjoyed being able to do that. So I have a feeling I'm going to want to do the same for this trip. So I am going to try to fit this one in there. Even if I have to finish whatever I'm making at home, I want to have the option to start it while I'm away. So this is if I have room. Next we'll have paint. This is my main travel paint palette. I do think that I want to switch out some of the colors here. I haven't made a lot of changes recently, but I want to remove Hansa Yellow Light for maybe a Hansa Yellow Medium, just because I literally never use this color. The Daniel Smith Cerulean, I think I want to switch out for my M-gram cerulean that I'm using now, just because I definitely prefer the M-gram version. What else? I might just refill some of these as well. And other than that, I think I'll probably leave it alone. If I can, before I leave, I'll go out on another trip and use this palette just so that I get reacquainted and, you know, see if I'm noticing that anything is really missing. Last year, at the end of fall, I put a little dot of Payne's Gray here just because I already have both neutral tint and indigo in here, and taking up a whole pan for Payne's Gray is just excessive at that point. But I can't tell if I want to switch indigo out for Payne's Gray, and I was testing it, and I have a feeling I think I just want to leave indigo. So I'll probably make those two changes and refill anything, especially empty. But other than that, it's mostly good to go. So this will be coming along with me. Then I have this little piece of a ruler that I cut in half. So this is just useful to have with me. That I'll stick in my bag. I'm gonna bring this pen that has it has a bigger end and a smaller nib, and this is ink that I can paint over when it's dry, so I like having this with me, especially for the bigger side, because I will also be bringing my regular fountain pen. I'll just make sure I refill it. This one will also be filled with ink that I can paint over once it's dry. I have my little teeny eraser piece. I'll have a little baby sharpener that I like to bring. A pencil, of course. I like to bring this pencil that has one of the fun colorful nibs for sketching. I don't know that I'm gonna bring it because I'm not gonna bring a sketchbook with me, I think. And if I do, it'll be really tiny, so I don't think I need this with me. So I'll probably take this out. I will bring these. I just like having a couple of markers and a couple of colored pencils with me, just cause, again, I might remove these if I'm definitely not bringing any sketchbook paper, but they don't take up a lot of room, so I'm just gonna leave them in there. I do have some microns in my pack, size 2, 8, or it's 2, 5, and 8. These I used more before I got the fountain pen, but I leave them in there. Again, they don't take up a lot of room, and everything fits really nicely in there. This is my water cup. It extends out like this, so, and it comes with a little lid, which obviously I don't want to use while it's still wet, but it fits nicely and flattens up to like basically nothing. And then we've got, of course, the paint brushes. So I have 4 of varying brands. This one I believe is it Da Vinci? Question mark. I will confirm down below. The brand used to be here, but it faded off really quickly, which was kind of annoying because this is an expensive brush. It's not synthetic, so this was probably like a $30 brush or something kind of absurd. It's very soft, so this is the only real hair brush that I have in here. The other ones that I have are a Skoda size 4. Then I have the Princeton Neptune. This is size 8. This one I will say is the one that I use the most. It's definitely a little snappier. This is synthetic fibers, and I do like this one for my travel ones so far. I just find that this is what I end up reaching for both the size and snappiness of the brush, which is interesting because I use silver black velvet normally, and those are very soft. Then I have this one, Princeton Aqua Elite, which is size 10, so this is like a big chunky boy, also synthetic fibers. And I don't use this one a ton, mostly because I'm not using very large paper when I'm out and about, so, but it does come in handy. This one, hold on, I don't want to ruin this brush. All of these do have a little kind of air hole on the bottom to make sure that you don't make the brushes won't get like moldy or anything if you have to put them away while they're still a little damp. So these ones all fold away into like nothing, so they stay nice and protected. And then I have my water sprayer, which I have emptied, and I'm gonna keep empty until because this trip involves a plane ride, and I don't know if I would get in trouble for that, but just figured it would be better to refill it after. And then I do have one of these water brushes where you fill here with water and then you can just squeeze, so you don't really need a water cup. I don't use this, you know, I have these, but I keep it in here just in case, you know, I get the urge. So it's in pieces right now so that it dries out, because I emptied the water in there as well. I don't want to keep it full of water while I'm not using it, if that makes sense. And then the great part is that all of this fits very neatly into this bag. So I'll just fill this bottom here with all of these. And this goes in here too. Oh, and then my clips. I forgot to mention my clips. I have these clips to hold the paper. I like these ones a lot. They don't leave an impression on the paper, but they're still sturdy. Also, I just kind of like the look of them, so I usually put at least 2 in here. And then I'll put my microns here. And then I'll put my paintbrushes in here. And then I will also add, can't forget my little rag for painting. This is literally just an old t-shirt that I cut into pieces and made into a rag, and I just need a small one while I'm out and about. So all of that fits very nicely in here. I used to even be able to fit the moleskin in here too, but I don't usually actually really need to. So it all fits very nicely in here. Doesn't take up a lot of room, and there you go. So this is what I will bring with me. I guess if we want to see everything together, it'll be, these will be what I will bring with me that are my art supplies, unless I have room and I get the urge to add anything else. I will say I will likely bring my iPad and my drawing glove as well, so I guess those count. This is an international trip and I'll be away for over a week, so I will have to kind of save some room, but at the same time, like, I'll make room for these. It'll happen. Okay, So that's my travel kit for my upcoming trip, and also probably the rest of the season unless I hate something about it. So I'm very ready and excited to be able to break it out and use it and be inspired by new places. I am hoping that I will have a good amount of time to make art on this trip, but I'm not going alone, so I'm not the itinerary is not just on me, and I will not be making everyone stop and sit somewhere for 20 minutes so I can get a painting in, but I am planning to make use of all of the time available to me, and I am very ready to be inspired by new things. I've never been to any of these places, so they're going to be all new experiences for me, and maybe potentially a travel vlog will be occurring after, but we'll see what happens. Either way, if you've stuck with me this long in this video, thank you. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.